All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the brothers coming from the GMS Camp Atlanta. And before we get started with this Godspeed, we would like to give our honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakwadash. Give a double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to you, hopeful let us be pushing the truth. And in today's Godspeed, we're going to get into talking about you wild grapes. You know, you basically you brute beast, dumb Israelites.
That's right.
You know? Because you guys going around just doing whatever. And folliness, you in that merc spirit, you in that low, dumb Edomite spirit, just out here doing dumb shit, man, you know? We had a guy out here who blew a horn, a truck horn, a train horn, whatever it's called, and it was just unnecessary, you know? Starter brothers, like bro, why you do that? And this is why, you know, the Most High have scriptures like, well, chapters like Isaiah 5 for you wild grapes, man, you know? Straight to the point. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 5 and 1. It says, "Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard and a very fruitful hill."
Oh, and what's that spiritual song that's going through the spirit, man? You know, it's for his hopeful elect, man, you know? And we're going to sing along with them, you know? Only to his chosen, only to the noble vine, man. That's within that vineyard, that are chosen, you know, that are just perfect to just pluck up and to preserve, man, you know? You can continue with
That's right. Verse 2, he says, "And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof."
Yeah, so as you can see, he's preparing it, you know, he's fencing it, you know, he's making it all neat, you know? There's an order. And you know, the Lord is very precise with everything, you know? All neat.
And he care for it.
Yeah, he cares for it. Just like in the first verse, it says what? My beloved, you know, his well-beloved, you know? Yahweh. You know?
That's right. It says, "And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it in the choicest vine."
Yeah, the choicest vine, not no regular old random vine. The choicest vine. Yes, I choose this vine to put right here in this particular place. You know, that lets you know how special it is. You got a fence around it, stones. You know, he's organizing it. You know, you can continue about.
I got a quick precept for you.
Okay.
This is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach chapter 24, and I'll just start at 8 to the point. I'll start at 7, actually.
Okay.
It says, "With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So the creator of all things gave me a commandment." Now this is kind of like the Yahweh Shai speaking in like a third person, you could say, but this is speaking about Yahweh Shai before the foundations of the earth was created. Who Yahweh is gonna set him in, what people he was gonna deal with.
God.
So it says, "So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel." All right. Verse 9, "He created me from the beginning before the world," John 1 and 1, "and I shall never fail." All right. So I'm going to go reread Isaiah 5 and 2. It says, "And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it in the choicest vine." That choice was Israel.
God,
okay?
yeah.
Those are the Israelites, which according to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 24 explains, you know.
God. That's the Yahweh precept. Because he only chose Israel, you know, which contains you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you know, you Haitians, Cubans, Argentinians, and so on, man. You know,
That's right.
Those are his chosen, the nation of Israel, not the whole world. So don't get it confused. It's just straight to the point.
The Lord has favorites.
God, yeah.
All right. So it says, "And built a tower in the midst of it." All right.
God, and what that tower represents. Who's that strong tower? You know.
I'll get it for you.
God.
This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. It says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe."
Yeah, the righteous running into it and it's safe, man. You know, because those noble vines represents the righteous. You know, not the wild grapes, but the chosen grapes represents the righteous. And that tower, they're gonna run into it, man. You know, through Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is the name that's gonna save us.
That's right.
God.
It says, "And also made a winepress therein, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
And what do you do with a wine press? You know, simple. You press on grapes. You know, you simply do that, which represents blood, because it's gonna get into it. Certain grapes gonna get trodden down. You know, there's gonna be a lot of wild grapes getting pressed and trodden down. But only the good grapes are going to survive. Only that small remnant is going to survive. You continue to walk the show.
It says, verse 3, and now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. Verse 4, what could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it?
Yeah, because the vineyard was perfect, you know, to begin with. You know? But you have wicked Israelites that just messes everything up, you know. One bad grape, there's gonna be more bad grapes, you know.
And that's the spirit, because when you read, the Lord said, man, what else could I have done, man? I did everything.
Right.
And it's the spirit, because the priest Tazion in camp today was going through how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai brought the Israels from rags to riches. He decked us out, he cleaned us. He made us noble individuals. Okay,
God,
we had kingdoms. We were flourishing. Look at the kingdom of Solomon. All right, look at these certain other righteous kings like King Hezekiah, King Josiah. Those men, the kingdom was flourishing. But then more wild grapes came into rulership, like Jehoiakim, Jehoiachin, Zedekiah, like kings like this, and brought Jerusalem to naught, you could say, by the Babylonians coming in.
Just like today, who's in rulership right now? Wicked king, which is Esau. You know, back then you had wicked kings who would just mess up everything, and knowing Israel, they're gonna follow wickedness. You know,
that's what it says in Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, the 10th chapter. Pretty much, so is the king, so will the people be. The people gonna follow wherever the king do.
Right.
It's called follow the leader. All right, it's like the same thing in the body of these camps that we have. The men are gonna follow whatever the head of the camp, portrays. You know what I'm saying? So it says, Isaiah 5:4 again, what could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes.
Wild grapes, you know. It wasn't right. It didn't look right. It didn't smell right. It didn't taste right. And it wasn't acting right. It wasn't producing right, man.
That's right.
God.
It's like you buying pumpkin seeds and wanting to plant that, but some tomatoes grow. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I tilled the ground perfectly. You know what I'm saying? I fenced it. I gave it the right amount of sunlight. I shaded it when it was too hot. I watered it correctly. The seeds were spread out to the perfect dimensions. And then I get some tomatoes when I planted some. What the hell? You see what I'm saying? That's what the Lord is looking on our people. It's like, I done did all this for y'all. I done gave y'all the land of milk and honey. I done brought y'all out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? I swallowed all the army of Egypt up in the Red Sea.
God.
You see what I'm saying? I weeded out the niggas for 40 years in the wilderness. I had Joshua come up and take the lands of Jericho and all that. And y'all still acting like y'all, I ain't never, like, you got a blindfold like I ain't never did this for you. You know what I'm saying? You're not thankful.
God, that is true. Because what? These wild grapes, which are mainly you 2/3 Israelites, are blindness, are in blindness, spiritually blinded. That's why you got what? The congregation of the dead. You walk around in the shadow of death. Everything you do is just pertaining unto death, man. When you wake up, the first thing you want to do is roll up, smoke your blunt, which is death. The first thing you want to do is probably go over Keisha's house knowing she has a husband, which is death. And Keisha, right after that, Keisha go to another dude's house and get rotted on, Everything is just death, man. And this is why he needs to trout down you wild grapes.
That's right. God. So verse 5, it says, and now go to, I tell you what I will do to my vineyard.
Now he's saying, hey, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to y'all.
Yep.
You niggas that ain't listening, man. You didn't hearken, I'm going to curse y'all. And at the end, I'm going to destroy y'all. You can get it to me.
Gone. So like, verse 5, he says, and now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. because when you read verse 3, he told the men of Judah to pretty much judge Israel. I'm gonna tell you, and then you go judge. All right, because that's what we're doing right now. When you read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it says, "I stand my watch and wait for what he will say unto me. Then I'm gonna say it to everybody else." That's exactly what's going on right here. So it says, verse 5, "And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down."
So now he's weaving out the niggas once again. That's why you look around today, what? These 2/3 are getting more destroyed and more destroyed every day, man. You know? The judgment is just increasing. The cops are just shooting more and more Israelite men and women and children. You know? More you guys are getting locked up. It's all through the spirit, because that's the time that we're in. You know, he's not pleased at what he's saying in his vineyard. The only thing he's pleased with are those sincere brothers, man. Those chosen vine, man. You know? The one who's gonna keep tilling to keep the vineyard you know, operating right. Yeah. Started with the apostles and elders all the way on down, man. Those are the men he's very pleased with. Calling on, hey, can you help me? How can I produce more fruit over here? How can I produce more fruit over there? But you Wild Grapes, are not producing no fruit. You know, you guys are just producing this bitterness, man. You know, the Lord wants humble, low, sweet, you know, loving fruit.
That's right.
Not no bitter, sour, tasty fruit, man. And evilness.
That's right. It's like, this is like the Lord showing, the Lord showing common sense.
Yeah,
When you have a garden and it's not producing like how you want to, well, you're just gonna keep watering it and tilling it? No, you're gonna get rid of that, destroy it, and start over. That's simple. This is the same thing that Yahweh Shemi Yahushua is gonna do. He sees his vineyard's not good. Zechariah, 13? Gonna destroy it. Get the 1/3 out of it. Get the elect 144 out of it. Pick the good grapes out. And just kick sand on the rest of them, uproot them. You see what I'm saying?
But the good grapes been baptized, man, through that water. You know, that's why the Lord keeps sprinkling that spiritual water on the grapes. And you got the dry bones, man, the dry dead grapes.
Sure.
It's all you know, different symbolisms, man. You know?
Right. It says, verse 6, "And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it." Yeah, that's right. Like the brother was saying, like this water, these sprinkles that you say holy water on the correct grapes. Also, it says it shall rain no more. You go into the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter, it tells you that we'll hold back the rains. I know it's speaking about, you know, towards the heathens, what I'm applying. And also, when Yahweh Shai ran into what? That fig tree that wasn't producing its fruit. He cursed it to never produce fruit anymore. It's the same thing Yahweh is saying right here. It's going to be digged up, pruned, and what's going to come out of it is briars and thorns. All right, something that's not suitable. All right.
John, like you said, he cursed it. You can tell that he cursed you wild grapes.
That's right.
Because the curses, real talk, the curses are lifting up of the righteous. You know, we ain't going through like the hardcore curses that certain jakes are just going through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Certain judgments you see, it's like, damn, how you end up in that situation?
Right.
How it ended like this? How it ended like that? You just chilling. Just got done with a lesson, and the next day, you know, your mind gets renewed. You sitting up, you learning more and more. You increasing. You know, those are blessed. Those are real talk. Those are true blessings, man. That's why you gotta thank Yahweh Shemi Yahushua every day. He's blessing you, man. God.
And then the last verse we're going to go into, it says, "For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah is his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold, a cry." You know? So you know, like that's just the you know, the whole totality of everything, man. He looked to see one thing, which of course the Lord did perfectly, but something else popped up. And of course it was up to the Lord's, you know, algorithm and plan for this to happen. But it's just like when you look at something that you put a lot of effort into, you know what I'm saying, a lot of time, effort, care, compassion, you know what I'm saying, and mercy towards, and you see it raise up like this to be degenerate and be rebellious and have no thanks for everything that was done for it, it's kind of vexing, you know what I'm saying? And that's how the exact way the Lord feels, and that's what he's saying in Isaiah 5. And forget y'all now.
Yep.
I'm going to totally decimate y'all and restart with these elect 144 grapes that came out good in the vineyard, who respected my name, who pushed my name, who thanked me for what what I've given them, even in their captivity. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, that was perfectly. Hey, your pot, man. You know, if you couldn't get it, you're blind. You know. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We're gonna close out by giving all honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Give a double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to your hopeful electors and pushing the truth. Shalom.
Shalom.